When I think of room-filling sound, I think of KEF. Their speakers are well known for being less directional than most others and delivering enveloping sound that seems to come from everywhere. Today, we're taking a look at the KEF XIO soundbar. It's a low-profile bar that plays immersive surround sound in a 5.1.2 configuration, bouncing sound off your walls and ceilings to play those overhead effects. You can place it on your TV stand in front of the TV or hang it on the wall. The XIO adjusts and tunes its sound based on how you place or hang it. It's about the same width as a 55-inch TV and less than 3 inches tall when you place it on your stand. I like the design too. It's kind of understated and timeless and looks like it would fit in nicely with any decor. It's available in slate black and silver gray. KEF uses technology trickled down from some of their more well-known products in the XIO. There are 8 Uni-Q MX drivers inside, and these are smaller versions of the Uni-Q coaxial drivers you see in many of their loudspeakers. The tweeter sits in the center of the woofer, which is decoupled so the two can move freely. This point source driver design really widens the stereo sweet spot, and they seem right at home in a soundbar configuration. The 4 low-frequency racetrack-shaped drivers borrow the P-Flex surround from KEF's amazing KC62 and KC92 subwoofers, and they deliver impressive bass for their size right out of the box. KEF also equips these drivers with a velocity controller, which compares the expected velocity from the audio signal to the velocity it senses and works to minimize the difference. The result is lower distortion and more accurate bass. More on the bass in just a minute. The XIO gives you an HDMI eARC port, an optical input, an Ethernet port, and a subwoofer output. It's nice to see a subwoofer output on a soundbar like this because it lets you use any powered sub you want, or maybe one you already have. You can also use 1 or 2 KEF subwoofers wirelessly. The XIO communicates with KEF's KW2RX wireless receiver, and with no signal wire needed, you can place the subs where they sound the best very easily. The soundbar decodes and plays Dolby Atmos and DTS encoded soundtracks and supports 360 reality audio as well. Even if your movie, game, or show is mixed in traditional 5.1 surround, KEF's processing power does a good job of virtually recreating those overhead effects. The XIO really is about filling whatever space you put it in with sound. It's also a very capable music streamer with Wi-Fi 6E and multi-channel audio capability. That lets you play music mixed in spatial audio formats like Dolby Atmos, which is kind of a new way to listen to music, but it seems to be gaining momentum. I'm a 2-channel guy through and through, but lately I've been exploring more Atmos music and really enjoying it. It's compatible with TIDAL Connect, Qobuz Connect, and Google Cast, so it's really easy to stream in high resolution. You've also got the convenience of AirPlay and Bluetooth. The KEF Connect app lets you control all your favorite streaming services from one place, and it also lets you dig into the XIO's sound settings. The KEF EQ wizard gives you a quick and easy way to calibrate the sound for your room. And KEF also gives you some useful presets that really work for things like music and dialogue enhancement. I had it out of the box and all set up within minutes, and right away the XIO started to impress me. What surprised me most, though, was the bass. The XIO has room-filling bass right out of the box. It doesn't give you chest-thumping impact like a separate sub, but it has real definition to it, and there's plenty of it considering how slim the bar is. If you're someone who wants a ton of bass, you can always add subs. That night I put on Stanley Kubrick's The Shining because I've always loved how Kubrick uses sound. Right from the booming horns during the opening shot, I knew I was in for a treat. His use of classical music in his movies always adds a certain gravitas. When Danny rides his big wheel around the Overlook Hotel, the camera tracks tight behind him as he pedals down halls and around corners. His plastic wheels run over wood floors and carpets, alternating between a loud sound and a very soft one. It has the effect of rhythmically lulling you into complacency. And then in a later scene, Danny turns a corner, the camera whips around, and we see the creepy ghost twins, accompanied by a music sting that sounds like a gong. That sound came from all over the room and helped ratchet up the tension for that jump scare. Kubrick always does a lot with classical music in his movie scores, and the XIO really enhances this with how clear and defined its sound is. I had a lot of fun streaming music too. I used TIDAL Connect for bit-perfect transfer, and the XIO immediately transformed itself from a surround sound monster to a 2.1-channel hi-fi system. Stereo separation was very good, and the bass was delightful. It had speed and definition. The track Here She Comes by the Beach Boys has a tight bass line with kind of a round sound to it that makes it hard to cut through with some speakers I've heard. Here, though, that bass line sat nicely in the pocket with each note heard clearly. TIDAL has a growing collection of Dolby Atmos music, and The Doors' Riders on the Storm was a perfect choice. The thunder and rain felt like it was falling on me while the song built up. The keyboards absolutely fluttered around me. It's one of the first Atmos songs I've heard that really takes advantage of the format, and hearing it through the XIO was a whole new experience compared to the last 100 times I've heard that song. There's a lot to recommend about the KEF XIO. It's equally adept at movies and music, and I'd imagine it would make gamers happy too. You could just plunk this in any room and think, mission accomplished. Of course, it's not the same as a well-sorted wired setup, but it's so easy to set up and easy to live with too. Plus, I can't quite put my finger on it, but the sound out of the KEF XIO is just different from other Atmos-capable soundbars I've heard. The sound just seems to surround you more, while still maintaining directional detail. For KEF fans like me, this is exactly what we'd hope a KEF soundbar would sound like. If you have any questions about the XIO or want some expert advice on setting up an audio system, get in touch with us. And thank you for watching.